Okay, so you sent me those excerpts from 1984, and I am so ready to dig into this thing with you.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody talks about this book.
Right.
But does anybody really, get it? You know what I mean?
It's
really get it.
a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, Orwell,
Yeah.
he wasn't just writing some dystopian sci-fi thriller.
Right.
He was crafting a warning.
Yeah.
A cautionary tale.
Totally.
About what happens when power is left unchecked.
Yeah.
And the potential for freedom to be chipped away
Totally.
brick by terrifying brick.
So let's refresh our memory on some of those key terms.
Okay.
Just so we're all on the same page. Big Brother,
Right.
the thought police, newspeak,
Yeah.
doublethink.
It's a lot.
These aren't just words.
Right.
These are the tools of the party's control.
They were tools of oppression.
Right.
Each one designed to limit your thoughts, to suppress individuality, and to make you question even your own memories.
Okay, so chapter 1, Orwell just throws us right into this bleak, suffocating world, that harsh blue sky, lack of color. Yeah. It's like he's draining the life out of everything.
Well, it's very intentional, and I think it's symbolic of the party's control.
Okay.
Everything is uniform, standardized.
Right.
Individuality is literally being drained away.
And those telescreens.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Watching, listening.
I even remember that little detail about the dust in Mrs. Parsons' face.
It's chilling.
It's like he uses that to paint this picture of just despair.
It really makes you feel the weight of that constant surveillance.
Yeah.
You're never truly alone.
And the children.
Oh gosh, don't even get me started on the children.
I know.
Yeah.
They're more loyal to the party than their own parents, reporting on them to the thought police.
It's a key element of how these regimes work.
Right.
They turn neighbor against neighbor, child against parent.
It's like fear is just ingrained in everything, that it's warping even the most basic human bonds.
It creates this atmosphere of suspicion and fear that makes it almost impossible to resist.
Totally.
Right.
And then there's Winston.
Yeah.
He can barely even remember his own past.
It's like it's gone.
His own mother.
Yeah.
The party controls all the information.
They control the narrative.
Rewriting history. Rectifying news. Memory holes. It's like erasing any other possibility of reality.
It's what Orwell called a palimpsest.
Yeah.
Right? History is constantly being erased and rewritten.
It's like...
And this isn't just fiction.
Yeah.
Think about how dictatorships manipulate the media, control education, rewrite history books to serve their agenda.
It's all about controlling the narrative.
It's all about controlling the narrative.
Yeah.
Creating a single unchallenged version of the truth.
And Winston creates this fictional character, Comrade Ogilvy.
Completely made out.
Showing that they can just invent history.
They can invent history out of thin air.
It's terrible.
It's a powerful illustration of how totalitarian regimes manipulate truth.
Right.
If you can control the past, you can control the present.
Yeah.
And ultimately,
it's like that.
The future.
Yeah.
It's time travel.
That's the real power Big Brother wields.
Yeah.
Right.
So how do you fight back when you can't even trust your own memories?
Right.
It's a question that haunts Winston throughout this book.
Absolutely.
And I think it's something that we should all be thinking about.
Yeah.
That's where Winston's relationship with Julia comes in, right? I mean, talk about a breath of fresh air. Their first encounter, smack dab in the middle of the 2 minutes.
Yeah. Surrounded by all that manufactured rage. And then they manage to sneak off, create this little world of their own. It's almost like a rebellion just in the existence of their relationship. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a powerful statement about the human need for connection, for love, for something real in the face of oppression. Remember that excerpt you pulled out, the one about the scent of real coffee in their hideaway above the junk shop? In a world of artificiality and control, those small sensory details become acts of defiance.
Exactly. The coffee, the glass paperweight, even the fact that they sing together, which we're told party members never do, they're reclaiming their humanity piece by stolen moment. Orwell really emphasizes those sensory details.
He's reminding us that totalitarian control isn't just about physical force.
Yeah.
It's about controlling your perception, numbing you to the world. Winston and Julia's relationship, their desire for those authentic experiences, it disrupts that control.
But Julia is a bit of a contradiction, don't you think? She despises the party, yet she participates in their rituals, breaks the rules, but scoffs at the idea of organized rebellion.
It's fascinating how she embodies this very instinctive form of resistance. She's not driven by ideology or grand ideas of revolution, but by a need to live on her own terms, to carve out tiny spaces of freedom within the system itself.
She understands, maybe even better than Winston, that survival under such a regime requires a certain level of pragmatism.
Right. And then their capture, it's like Orwell slams the door on their little world. That chilling description of Julia's face, yellow and contorted with the eyes shut and still with a smear of rouge on either cheek, it's burned into my memory.
It's a gut punch moment.
Yeah.
The abrupt shift from stolen intimacy to the cold reality of the party's power. And from there, we're plunged into the depths of Winston's psychological torture.
This is where the book takes a really dark turn, right?
Yeah. The torture, the manipulation, it's all designed to break Winston's spirit, to force him to betray not just his beliefs, but his own sanity.
And O'Brien, the chilling embodiment of the party, he becomes both tormentor and, in a twisted way, peacher. He forces Winston to confront the idea that truth itself is malleable.
Yeah.
That it can be reshaped, redefined by those in power.
It's like that scene where O'Brien holds up 4 fingers and demands Winston C5. He's forcing Winston to betray his own perception, his own mind.
It's the ultimate expression of doublethink.
Yeah.
To make you believe a lie even when you know it's a lie.
Right.
To erase the very distinction between truth and falsehood.
Yeah.
That's the true aim of the party's control.
And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? In our world of fake news and misinformation, are we any less vulnerable to this kind of manipulation?
It's a question that keeps coming back, isn't it? How do we protect ourselves from this kind of manipulation?
Yeah.
What are the lines we're willing to cross, the truths we're willing to sacrifice?
And that's why Winston's final state is so tragic.
Yeah.
He betrays Julia, accepts the party's version of reality, even comes to love Big Brother.
It's like the party has completely colonized his mind.
He has become the very thing he once despised.
It's a chilling reminder that totalitarian control isn't just about physical oppression.
Yeah.
It's about erasing the very concept of freedom from your consciousness.
Remember that final scene in the Chestnut Tree Cafe?
Right.
Winston is just another cog in the machine.
A puppet of the party's control.
Even that fleeting memory of happiness with his mother is painted by the party's victory.
It's like even the smallest flicker of joy becomes a threat.
It's like Orwell is saying that even if you escape the party's physical control, you can still be imprisoned by your own mind, your own acceptance of their reality.
It's a sobering thought.
It's the ultimate tragedy.
It's a warning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be vigilant.
Question everything.
Don't let anyone control your thoughts.
Your beliefs.
Your perception of the world.
And that's why this book remains so relevant, don't you think? Even though it's a work of fiction?
It's almost prophetic.
We see echoes of its themes in our own world.
Yeah.
With the rise of disinformation, the erosion of privacy, the growing power of social media, and the increasing polarization of political thought.
It makes you wonder, how much are we willing to sacrifice for freedom?
And how do we even recognize it in a world where information is so easily manipulated?
So after diving deep into Orwell's world, the question I'm left with, and maybe you are too, is this. How do we hold on to our own sense of truth, our own critical thinking, in a world where information is so easily manipulated? It's a question that resonates even more strongly today than it did back in 1984, don't you think?
It's something we need to grapple with.
Right.
It's a constant reminder of the importance of critical thinking.
Independent thought.
The enduring power of the human spirit.
And that's why this novel continues to resonate with readers generations after it was written.
It's a warning, a challenge,
and a call to action, all rolled into one.
So keep questioning.
Keep thinking.
Never stop fighting for the freedom to think for yourself.
I couldn't have said it better myself.